primarily content types, views, bit of context, heavy use of display square. Each one of these little suckers represents a content type, and because the client is fussy, because all clients are fussy, each one of those content types is quite different. They've got, one's got 50 fields, one's got 2 fields, one's got 1 million pictures, you know how it works. So most of the time in this site was basically just setting up content types. If you have a slightly different site, you might get away with doing taxonomy for these things. Taxonomy is just categorization, but this particular site was very much for content types. And because it's a publication, you might notice, and this is a live site, so one of the links is broken. Because they haven't put a link there yet. But basically these are all past editions. And each one of the editions is also a content type. So the way this is built, what you can't tell, because this is all liquid, is this is actually an edition node. We've got a content type class edition, and it's got a field with 3 elements that are featured. That's just an entity reference. So basically choosing any content type that is attached to that particular edition. That one, I don't know, you can't actually tell what they are. They look exactly the same, it's just the entire point. So you can basically just browse any content that you've got from that particular edition, add them to the featured list. And then underneath, this is a block, a bunch of views blocks actually, that's placed with context. Basically, these show only on an edition page. And each of these is a view. And it's a very, very simple view. You've basically just got, that's the view of type news, shows 3, there was about 10 there this morning, and it went under the content underneath, because no one actually checked with this. Another one type opinion, research focus, new projects, etc., etc. So basically it's just a view that shows title linked to content. There's nothing particularly interesting, they're just field-wise views. Very, very simple build. If you go through to the blocks, you might notice blocks don't normally have a clickable title. That's just block title, it's a module. It gets you into the extra field on a block unless you go somewhere, and this one just goes to a slightly different looking page. And this is also views. It's the same again, it's using context. You might notice that these are pretty much exactly the same views. These are all restricted to the current edition. For some reason they wanted all editions, current edition. And it's just context, left-hand side block, everything that was down the bottom of the edition node is now on the left-hand side on anything that's not front. It's just using context. If you don't use context, you should. Context is awesome. And the bit in the middle is also a view. And the view is just, these are actually using display suite view modes. That is the teaser, so it's just title and a summary taken from a particular content type. The big grey thing up the top is the header of the view, which has another view in it, which basically just goes, show the featured content. Featured content is one of the 3 million fields that is on every single content type. I've used recycled a lot of fields. The featured article is a shared field. It's across all content types. There's a author, I think, that's shared a few as well. You actually click through. This is one of the pictures. Yay. I'll have a look at quote on this one. It's a bit cool. You actually go look at one of these things. Is this one got a quote? Hey, that one's got a quote. There's another cute little module. Well, what about this? That's more use of context again. This thing on the side is using field block. You can just go into the display, it gives you a little checkbox down the side that says, I want this field in a block. So you take out that field, which is on every single content type pretty much, and just shove it in the right-hand side column. And then put as much content as I like. It actually scales. And again, it's using view mode. So this is the standard. You've got the front page view mode for the 3 teasers. There's a view mode for teaser, there's a view mode for feature, and there's a view mode for full. So it's almost entirely through display suite. The only thing that goes through TPLs is the header, which I probably could have done with a block, but all of them have got a content type TPL that says news. Because if you try and put welcome to the launch edition of Connections or their other stupidly long alcohol education in schools, what does the evidence tell us about best buys? In 80-point font, it's going to wrap over about 4 lines. So each TPL, instead of printing the title, just prints the content type at the top. Makes it a bit tighter. It's an extremely simple website. If you're looking to build a new Drupal site, this is a very, very easy way to do it. So there's content types, different kinds of display modes, and they're all hiding in content types. A ridiculous number of content types. You see the use of different view modes? That's the full one that you'll see everywhere. That's the teaser, that's in those little listing pages. I'm actually using DisplaySpeak for the search results as well. DisplaySpeak search lets you have the search results from the standard search actually look decent instead of crap. That's the ones that are at the top in the grey box, and that's the ones that are on display on the front page. And they're all just slightly different. We've got slightly different display on there. That full one has tons of them. Search result has only got a couple of things. Basically, the title's linked to the content everywhere. Very, very simple. The only thing that's tricky about this site is everything is restricted by edition. So this is almost a no-code website, almost. This is what you're supposed to do in Drupal. You're supposed to go through and go pointy, clicky, look, I've got an entire website, and then throw a whole ton of CSS at it and hope it sticks, which is, I didn't do the design. The catch is all of those blocks down the bottom there are attached to the one edition. And when it's on the front page, you're wanting to show the most recent published edition. When it's on one of the previous ones, you're wanting to show that particular edition. That's the only code of the entire website. And it's kind of horrible code. So that is the only code that's actually. The other stuff is in there from some other guy from, I don't know, I don't even know why it's in there. Hook views preview. Something you can do with views is if you can't do anything useful in views because views isn't cooperating, you can get in there before the view is actually shown and you can change stuff. And this view filters by field edition. So it's checking the field edition. I've actually made a field in there. I've just set it to some random number, which of course doesn't work. But what we wanted to do is go, if you're on an edition node, use the current node. If you're not on an edition node, use the most recent edition node. And it's kind of boring code. You get the current node if you're on it. If you actually got the current node, use the mid. Otherwise, just do a query that gets one sorted by the date. And you'll get one node ID out of there, and you just basically shove that in there as the filter instead.
Hey, Robyn.
So that's kind of cheeky.
How insane did you go finding out what that exact thing was?
DPM.
How beautiful is that working out exactly what that magic
This is actually not that bad. You DPM and go, oh my god, a view has got 3 billion fields. And the thing is, because I set that on the view, that one there, the filter target ID was actually set. And I gave it a number. I gave it a placeholder number, so I could get this stupid output and just search for the number that I was looking for. It's called cheating. It saves a lot of time.
Did you see the 5 places though?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, but it had to be under filters. But I found a blog that kind of did this. It sort of helped a bit. But yeah. And it just works. That is actually the only custom code in the site that's worth talking about. So there's a stupid number of TPLs down the side there. It's one of those sites that's just worked. Things never happen. I'm expecting something horrible because it's just gone out to testing and they're putting all this content in there. So for now, it just works. This is how Drupal should be. It should just work. It's kind of creepy. I'm waiting for bad things to happen. Yeah, it's nice. It's just, yeah, the worst thing that's happened is they shoved 5 million things under new projects and news and just overlap with everything, so we have to ask them, do you want to cut it off at 3 into a CO link? And that's trivial in views as well. You just show 3, do a more link, and because you want the same link, there's no page view of that. You just put a URL in there. It just works. So it's just, yeah, Drupal just working. I should stop now while I'm ahead. Has anyone got any questions? Because if you're a newbie, it's cool.
So, just looking at the line blocks there, which are views, is that one view or is that like we're using like Lexi Grid or something
They're
like that?
different displays with one view.
Blocks, separate blocks.
They're all separate blocks, but there's quite a few different displays in there. So each of them comes up and you just place them in context in the right order. And they wanted a different conversation with one of the pages. Yeah, actually the context model. So I don't have very many contexts with it. Basically just front page, not front page. Very interesting.
Is it a couple of questions? Is it responsive? Is it?
Well, they didn't ask for responsive, but it is. And it's really dodgy responsive because I'm not a graphic designer and no one gave me a graphic design, so it's kind of crappy looking responsive.
And is it accessible for
Probably
people?
not.
Yeah.
We've had a site that come through, we've had a site that they wanted responsive, wanted accessible, and they didn't actually tell us they wanted it to work with drag and drop on a screen reader. And we said no. It was too hard.
Because it looks like, there's some, obviously, it doesn't look accessible. So, who are the audience for this website?
People who are not drugged out, I think, is the amazing thing. You actually read the title of the site.
Yeah, but here we are consuming drugs. I mean, alcohol also comes under drugs and there's medicine, right? So, who's drug free other than the methods?
The audience is researchers who assume that they can read and write really, really long
So, is it just for internal university academics? Is that what it's for?
3 universities? There's three of them. So, yeah, 3 universities got together and said, hey, we don't like drugs, and they made that website. So, yeah, it works. I don't even know what's in the about page.
So the audience is just within academia, researchers?
Yes. It's basically they're replacing a paper article.
And going online?
Yeah. And they didn't have very much variety with their headers. They haven't uploaded the most recent one, but given that size, you can't actually tell them apart. They all look exactly the same. I think they need to get their graphic designers in on that one. So, yeah. I don't know about you, but I can't tell them apart. It's like these are actually completely different, but I can't tell at that size. So. Yeah, I'll even put different pictures for you.
Is that Zen?
That one is Zen, yeah. Yeah, we normally use a custom one, but this one was off brand, so I just went, use it there. Yeah.
What advantage do you get out of using field block? I think that's what I can use.
None. It's just easier. You just shove it on the side there as a block. It's only one field, so if it was a bit more interesting, but it's the field for the current node, so it just works. I think the user probably have to screw around with it for a bit, but it actually wouldn't make any difference at all. Anyone else?
This was we did a similar one presentation like this about 2 years ago. Is it anybody else actually have any good ideas as to other solutions to how you would approach this?
Well, it's Drupal. You can do it all about 10 different ways. So,
It sounds like a fast, effective solution.
and it's just views, really. That doesn't have to be a node on the front page. It could equally have been a bunch of views on the front page. But I did the same thing for the nodes as well, so that's a node. That's actually a view that displays one node. A few TPL things there. I think that's in the TPL icon. One of that halfway down the page. It's a very, very simple website. It's actually the kind of site that Drupal really lends itself to is a basic publishing site. There's nothing particularly fancy about it. And the user has got quite limited permissions. It had to add an extra module for the permissions. You've got 3 million permissions for these things. One of them is to list the permissions. I got PHP turned on. The only reason I've got that turned on is to do views import.
Does it mostly know modifications to template files? Mostly in views and display suite?
It's almost entirely views and display suite. The only thing that template files are used for is to change the title, and I could have done that with a block and some PHP code. Templates are easier. Nasty. There we go. to do was they wanted to have other contributors, and when you have other contributors, you get them to sign up and you go, oh, I'll make you an editor. Now, under core Drupal, to make someone an editor, you need to have the permission to assign roles. Now, you might notice that this little sucker here, assign all roles, assign editor role, gets one per role. So editors can assign editor roles to anybody. Without that module, which is role delegation, you have to give people administer permissions. As soon as you give a client administer permissions, they have this page. They can do anything. They can give themselves every single permission. And as soon as they do that, they can break your entire site. And then you have to fix it because, So yeah, role delegation, awesome module. Very, very handy for this kind of situation. Who was it that told me about that? I think it might have actually been Evan. If it wasn't, he can take credit for it. No, there was someone else in there anyway. Any more questions?